Good afternoon, space fans. You are looking at a live view of the Fusion 2 rocket at Pad 01B in the National Space Center in Euresia, awaiting liftoff in just under 11.5 minutes from now. I am Matthew White and I work on the Fusion 2 booster maintenance team at Fusion Space, and I'll be guiding you through today's webcast. The countdown has been proceeding nominally for today. The weather looks beautiful and there are no watch items at mission control. Yesterday we did have to stand down from our launch opportunity due to weather constraints, but we are going strong so far. Today's flight is a very exciting one for us, and we are very much looking forward to it. On board the vehicle is the Serenity mission from Aeolus Industries. It'll be heading to Cylero, making it the first mission to explore the Red Planet. Let's take a look at the Serenity payload in more detail. The Serenity rover, built by Aeolus Industries, is a first-of-its-kind probe designed to explore the unknown rocky landscape of Cylero. It's powered by an RTG, providing it with guaranteed power for a long-duration mission, to support the rover through harsh climates on a mission which could last for years. Serenity is equipped with numerous science payloads, including drills of various sizes for analysis of anything from soil to solid rock, allowing for study of virtually the entire surface. It is also worth noting that these drills are capable of sampling material for storage and research within the rover. The data gathered from such samples will be crucial in identifying key elements such as water or organic compounds, which could inform us about the previous history of Cylero's environment and potential to support life. Serenity is a defining mission for Druid exploration. Fusion Space couldn't be prouder to have been selected for the launch. We wish the Aeolus teams all the best on their success, and we hope to join them on the Red Planet very soon. And now back to Fusion 2. We're continuing to count down towards liftoff. We are still tracking no issues that would prevent us from launching today. You may have noticed a few differences on Fusion 2, the most obvious being the lack of fins on the first stage. This is because we are not attempting a recovery of the first stage during this launch. We'll be boosting the second stage higher up to complete an escape burn which will bring Serenity to Cylero. The mass of Serenity would allow for a droneship recovery, but the teams are concerned about the structural stability of Fusion 2 during such an extreme descent. This concern was brought up after reviewing data from our first droneship landing attempt, which occurred just over a month ago. A less notable addition today is a custom fairing which was requested by our customer. This fairing is 6.75 meters wide rather than our standard 6 meters. This is to offer Serenity better clearance during fairing separation. The second stage is also equipped with its extendable nozzle. You'll get to see that during stage separation. We are just 8 minutes away from launch. Fusion 2 is close to wrapping up propellant loading. The Serenity spacecraft was filled with its propellant days before payload integration.
Propellant loading complete.
And with that, Fusion 2 is now ready for flight. In just 30 seconds, we should see the strong back arm retract. This is to protect our propellant loading umbilicals from the force of 12 Aeolus engines during liftoff.
Strong back retract has started.
What a beautiful fairing for today's flight. You can see the strong back arm slowly moving away from the vehicle as well.
Tanks are pressing.
The propellant tanks are now being pressurized for launch. This is to ensure optimal propellant flow to the engines and increase structural stability of the vehicle. You will still see venting from the tanks, but this is completely normal.
Pad gas closeouts.
The propellant umbilicals are now being purged with nitrogen gas. This will ensure that there is no flammable material which could destroy our equipment.
Flight computer enabled.
Fusion 2 is now taking over from mission control. If all goes well, the flight director should confirm we are go at T-minus 30 seconds.
Flight director is go for launch.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Go Fusion 2. Go Serenity. Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Aeolus chamber pressures nominal.
Seconds into the flight, Fusion 2 has cleared the pad. Next up is Max Q.
Max Q.
We've cleared right through Max Q. Fusion 2 is now flying faster than the speed of sound. Coming up in around 2 minutes will be stage separation. You'll see all of the engines shut down on the first stage, and the second stage will separate and deploy its extended nozzle. After that, the second stage will begin the first of 3 burns.
MECO.
Stage separation.
Good nozzle extension. Aeolus Vac ignition.
And you just saw all of those events take place successfully. Serenity is on its way to Cylero.
Fairing separation.
And what a gorgeous glimpse of the payload and second stage from our fairings. Fusion 2 continues to look healthy. Shutdown of the Aeolus Vacuum engine should occur in roughly 2 minutes. After a brief coast phase, we'll ignite the engine again to get into a circular low-drew
Aeolus
orbit.
vac chamber pressure
Once in
nominal.
orbit, we'll enter a 20-minute coast phase ahead of the escape burn.
Booster FTS is saved.
SECO.
Nominal parking orbit.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Looks like we're in a good parking orbit. We just heard on the net that the first stage has demised during its uncontrolled re-entry, thanks to Booster 2012 for its sacrifice. If you are just joining us, we had an on-time liftoff of Fusion 2 at 18:30 British Summer Time. We cleared right through max Q and successfully ignited the Aeolus Vacuum engine for its first of 3 burns. The payload and vehicle are looking great after liftoff, and they are currently coasting ahead of orbital insertion. That insertion burn is coming up in just a minute and should last for approximately 30 seconds.
Aeolus vac ignition. Aeolus vac shutdown.
Nominal orbital insertion.
And with that, we'll be going on a break for roughly 20 minutes. We'll return for the escape burn and payload deployment. Enjoy the space jams. We are just over 26 minutes into today's flight. We are coming up on that escape burn, which will propel Serenity to Cylero. This burn will take around 40 seconds to complete, and after that we will deploy the Serenity rover on its 4-month journey.
Aeolus Vacuum. Aeolus Vac shutdown.
Nominal escape burn. Serenity payload deployment confirmed.
And there goes Serenity, off into deep space. Beginning humanity's most important journey to learn about our neighbor in space. That'll bring our webcast to a close. We'd like to congratulate our teams for completing their 25th launch, and we want to thank Hazret Industries for entrusting us with Serenity. We hope they have a successful mission. Thank you all for joining us for the launch coverage of Serenity. We hope to see you next time. Have a great day.